is the role of a messenger? I'm Christy Birchfield. Today we are looking at Malachi chapter 2. We're in the first part of chapter 2 and it's verses 1 through 9. Now if you've missed any of the previous couple of sessions, there's a link in the description below. It'll take you to the full playlist. But chapter 2 starts out with God talking about messengers. Now, think back. Have you ever asked someone to deliver a message for you and then found out later that it either wasn't delivered or somehow the intention or the purpose of the message got lost in translation? I know as kids, there's a game that we used to play called the telephone game. You'd sit all the kids around in a circle and you'd have one person start and they would whisper a message, something really short, to their neighbor, who would then turn and whisper it to their next neighbor. And then they would turn and they would turn and they'd whisper it to each one all the way around the circle until they got to the last person, who would then say the message out loud. And the first person would see whether or not it was exactly the same thing that they said. A lot of times things get mistaken, misunderstood. And in the case of the telephone game, it's usually not intentional. However, God had this same concern dealing with the people, because in this case, he felt like the people were deliberately changing the message. God knew their hearts and saw that they would hear the information that he was telling them, and then they would change it. So he was talking about, what does it mean to be a good messenger? Malachi 2:6 says, "True instruction was in his mouth, and nothing false was found on his lips. He walked with me in peace and uprightness, and turned many from sin." You see, if we're going to be a messenger, we have to share truthfully. We have to share with uprightness, with integrity in everything that we're talking through, because God's given a message to us, and we can't just take the parts that we like and disregard the parts that we don't. That's not how being a messenger works. The messenger doesn't write the message. They just deliver it. As God is sharing his message with us, our responsibility is to deliver the message. Not to change it, not to rewrite it, but to be like the person that God is speaking about, the true messenger in this verse, to walk in uprightness, to walk in integrity. Are we having integrity, and are we sharing God's message with others? The whole message. Because that's exactly what God wants them to hear. And that's what they need. Make sure you're sharing the entire whole message of God today. Love to have you like and subscribe. Join me tomorrow as we continue through this book. Thanks.